Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Basic Breakdown. I'm here in the filming studio at MJ headquarters with a resident purveyor of the world's finest pre-workouts, Vince.
What's going on?
Vince, we have an all-new pre-workout.
We do.
From an all-new supplement company. The company is called Virtus. The pre-workout is called Full Mag. Let's take a deep dive.
Let's do it. So, from the top, it's 20 servings in here, and a serving is 2 scoops.
Yeah, so 40 scoops, 20 serves is what we're generally seeing in complete stimulant-based pre-workouts, at least, pretty commonly at the moment.
There is some calories in here, so 22 calories just from Australian regulations, 3 grams of protein, 2.3 grams of carbs from the amino acids and some of the flavoring in here. And then we get into the actives. So L-citrulline, 5,000 milligram dose. I was about to say 5,000 grams.
That'd be a lot of grams.
That's a lot of grams.
Yep.
5,000 milligrams, 5 grams of pure L-citrulline.
Beautiful.
In there for muscle pumps, increased nitric oxide production. We then have 1.5 grams of acetyl-L-carnitine hydrochloride. So
interesting.
Yeah.
You don't see alka used in, you see it used in fat burners a lot.
You do, yeah.
You don't see it used in pre-workouts a lot. It's going to do a couple of things, obviously. Going to help with fat metabolism. That's what carnitine does. But the acetyl version of carnitine, acetyl-L-carnitine, is also going to cross the blood-brain barrier and assist the mental focus.
It is, yeah.
So some fat-burning effects and some nootropic effects as well.
Bit unique in there.
And a big dose too.
Big dose, yeah.
Milligrams.
We then have a gram of creatine hydrochloride, which is in there to increase ATP production, which is going to increase muscle power.
100%.
We then have arginine nitrate in a gram as well. So another ingredient in there to increase nitric oxide through 2 different pathways.
Yeah, and we've got some good synergism happening with the citrulline. A big dose of citrulline that's going to boost nitric oxide through the arginine pathway, being a precursor to arginine, obviously. And then we've got arginine nitrate, which is going to provide both arginine and nitrate. So arginine going to boost through the citrulline arginine pathway, of course, and then nitrate going to boost nitric oxide to the nitrate nitric oxide pathway. So some good synergism there, and a decent dose of arginine nitrate as well.
100%. L-tyrosine next up with a gram of L-tyrosine, which is in there to increase the production of dopamine. It's going to help reduce stress, increase feeling of well-being.
Yeah, it's going to boost mood. Make you feel real nice while you're moving that lightweight like bags of feathers, baby.
We then have some betaine anhydrous in a 500 milligram dose. So a bit short on the betaine anhydrous, would be in there for muscle power, but the dose is a little bit low. Yeah,
there's going to be some synergism there with the creatine for sure. I mean, betaine works as a precursor to creatine in its own right. So it's good to see, a good dose of creatine hydrochloride. Bit underdosed on the betaine.
It is.
I think just through what I'm hearing in the industry at the moment, the betaine is a big cause of clumping in pre-workouts.
Okay, there you go. Drawing in some water.
Yeah, I suspect that there's probably something happening there.
Yep.
But regardless, it ties into boosting muscle power in conjunction with the creatine.
There you go. Next is agmatine sulfate as AgmaPure in a 500 milligram dose, which inhibits the breakdown of nitric oxides, which is going to work synergistically with the citrulline and arginine nitrate.
Good.
So I'm very, very happy to see it in here.
It's going to be a good pump on this
pre-workout. It is, yeah. We then have some caffeine, natural caffeine, in a 325 milligram dose.
Okay. So big dose of caffeine.
Yeah.
It is natural though.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it's probably coming from green coffee bean.
I would assume so too.
But a natural source of caffeine. So the 325 is not going to hit like a 325 of caffeine anhydrous.
No.
It's going to be a much smoother onset. It's going to last a lot longer. It's going to have the feeling of natural caffeine. So big dose for me, I usually max out at about the 300 milligram mark. But when it's natural caffeine, I can push it a little bit higher up to 350. So it still feels nice.
We then have some alpha GPC in a 250 milligram dose.
Good.
Which is in there to increase mental focus.
Yeah, and some synergism there with the acetyl part of the acetyl-L-carnitine.
Correct,
In terms of crossing blood-brain barrier, precursor to acetylcholine, going to boost acetylcholine in the brain, which is therefore going to help mental focus.
100%. We then have some estrogen in here, some apple extract, and we skipped over that one, in 100 milligrams. Apple extract does a few things. It's seen in a few ingredients that help, one with endurance, but also 2, increase muscle power. Depends on what the extract of the apple extract is, but typically in there to increase the muscle power side. decent dose as well, usually about 150 to 300,
Yeah.
and just below that 150.
Yeah, and once again, it ties into the synergism from a muscle power perspective with the betaine and the creatine. So some nice synergism happening there as well.
100%. We then have some estrogen in a 30 milligram dose, which is in there for absorption of everything in here.
Yep.
Next up, huperzine A, 1%, and there's 20 micrograms of the huperzine A in here, which is really going to pair with the alpha GPC and the acetyl chain of the acetyl-L-carnitine in here. So glad to see something in there as well to pair with that.
Yeah, it's gonna help buffer the breakdown of the boosted levels of acetylcholine in the brain. It's gonna make that mental focus stick around for a little bit longer.
100%.
A little bit light on the dose here, Vince.
Yeah.
If the label's a little bit confusing though, because it's a 1% extract, 20 micrograms. So is the 20 micrograms a 1% extract, or?
Yeah.
I suspect that's the case.
I would think so. Yeah.
I mean, generally, with a huperzine A extract, we like to see between 100 and 200 micrograms.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's kind of falling short on that, but it is in there, and it is going to work synergistically with both the big dose of acetyl-L-carnitine and the alpha GPC in there to make that
100%.
mental focus kind of stick along for the entire workout.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the formula, Vince?
I quite like it. One thing is missing for me is endurance.
Yes.
Although the apple extract will have an endurance effect in there as well.
Yeah.
No beta-alanine. A big dose of betaine can help with endurance as well, but it's a bit low on that.
Yeah.
So there's nothing really in there for endurance.
Yeah, look, I think when you put it through the test that we like to put all complete pre-workouts through, which is the 5 effects we look for in complete stimulant-based pre-workouts. Effect number 1 is muscle pumps. Massive tick there.
Big tick. Right? Excited about that.
The pumps are going to be, you can just tell by the formula. Delicious. Effect number 2, muscle power.
Good. Creatine with a bit of betaine in there to back it up.
Yeah, I think so. And the apple extracts as well.
And the apple extract,
they kind of all tie in there. So some nice synergism when it comes to muscle power. Muscular endurance.
Missing.
That's the hole in the formula.
Yeah.
There's really nothing that kind of taps on muscular endurance. Energy.
Good. I think the natural caffeine, there's plenty. You don't really need any more than that.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of like single source stimulants as well. I think it's it's just a much smoother, cleaner experience across the board. And then finally, nootropic effects: so elevation in mood, mental focus.
Good.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's 4 ingredients that kind of work synergistically to promote that. So we're at 4 out of 5 effectively when we look at the effects that we look for in complete stimulant-based pre-workouts, and those 4 effects we're hitting very strongly. Yeah. Really, the only gap is the muscular endurance gap.
100%
in the formula. That being said, because of that, there is no beta-alanine, and some people really don't like beta-alanine in their pre-workouts.
Very true. There is some sodium and potassium in here as well, 7 milligrams and 36 milligrams of potassium as well.
Okay.
So note that. So
and that's the electrolytes are going to support pumps, and they're also going to support endurance as well. Vince, where are we at in terms of price, flavors, availability?
So 2 flavors at the moment, a sour lemon and a red lollies. And pricing, we're looking at $79.95 for your 40 scoops, 20 serves. So $2 or $4 per scoop.
Pretty kind of standard pricing for complete stimulant-based pre-workouts that are hitting 4, 4.5, 5 of those effects. I mean, the ones that are hitting 5 are 20%
going up to $89.95, $100.
I think it's fair pricing for a pre-workout of this caliber in the Australian marketplace. Vince, anything else you'd like to add?
That's it.
Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the MJ Fitness YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on your mobile, your cell phone, your desktop PC, your smart TV, and whatever other device you are watching this video on, so you don't miss a beat when it comes to all these new basic breakdowns and everything else we've got happening here on the channel. Guys, that is Basic Breakdown on the all-new Virtus Full Mag pre-workout. Until next time, where we come to and from Vince.
MassiveJoes.com.
Stay